What's up, everybody? Welcome to another installment of the Culture Lounge with Vincent and Jody. I am Vincent.
I am Jody.
There you go. All right, and today we have with us a special guest, the lovely Akilah.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Oh, thank you so much for coming out. I know this Georgia weather's been pretty bipolar, but you know, I'm happy that you were able to make it and come sit down and chop it up with us. So, how's life? How's things going?
Life is great.
Life is great.
Life is great right now.
Okay.
I had what they call a chariot year.
Chariot year. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Please explain that. That's interesting.
Yeah, just one of those years full of discovery, full of letting go and manifestation.
I love that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are the new things that you guys are looking to either evolve from this year or just kind of, what's your, I guess, I hate to say the word New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
But, so what are you trying to do for 2020?
I don't do resolutions.
Yeah.
I always come up with a one-word mantra that I can say to myself whenever I need to be reminded of where I'm going.
Right.
Last year was progress.
Right. I can dig that.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
And to echo off of that, like really with myself, like I think so, a previous time period before I set a goal for myself, and it's not a matter of switching up anything, changing anything. It's a matter of sticking to the plan and just evolving in the space that I'm in. Like I found the path, now just keep going along that path.
Right,
So stick to the plan, 10 toes down, we just make it happen.
I could dig. I think for me, I think I'm making myself this year more exclusive.
Okay.
Like, not really.
Now what's that mean?
Protecting that energy?
Yeah, that's exactly what she's saying. I'm not really gonna be because in the past I've been kind of gung-ho to help everybody and, do things for people. I've kind of overextended myself a lot to people, and this year I'm just gonna take the year to work on stuff that I enjoy, that I want to do. It's no shade to anybody else, but I think it's just at the point where I just want to do me.
It's still good to help other people.
Of course, yeah.
I just think during those times we need to tell each other, we need to tell ourselves, say yes to the things that align with where you're going.
Facts.
Helping people that you know are gonna help you too.
Yeah, true.
And saying no to those times where you go out and you know it's not gonna benefit anything but your ego.
Right.
Advice would you give to a person? Because that sounds like somebody who already knows who they are.
Or what you want.
Somebody who doesn't know who they are. Because there are some people out here, and it's not that they're necessarily in a bad place, but they don't know who they are. So they don't know so much. Like they have so many, like they're juggling, maybe I want this, maybe I want that. And I think it goes back to them not knowing who they are, what they want. What advice would you give them?
To get specific about it. To give yourself time to sit down and make a list.
Yes.
Or make a mind map of
Ooh.
where you see yourself in 3 months,
Ooh,
6 months, a year, a lifetime.
Yes.
And allowing yourself, because for me, when I did something like that for the first time, it took a couple days to sit down, and I got frustrated with myself and just be honest about what you want. And so then every step you take, you can know whether or not that's going towards that or not.
So that's the beautiful thing that we're stepping into this year, and I think that it's also a new millennium. Like
seriously,
that's crazy.
New decade.
Decade.
It's a
millennium.
3001.
Right.
We're getting there.
Right. Okay. So we're in a new decade. So what would you say like your growth has been like from 2010 to now? What is your growth?
What a monumental question.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
how
y'all.
have you grown? Pretty much how have you grown?
Pyramids and mountains were moved, like rivers were recarved, like oceans were created in this time period. So that's such a loaded question. for me. That's such
Really?
a, like, in the last decade, there has been, like, I brung in my 2010 with pregnancy and having a baby, a phenomenal girl. Now this girl is going on, like, 10 years of age and just growing with somebody who's counteracted me to grow to, like, a different level, and, like, my self-awareness has changed. My goals have changed. I've changed. My outlook has changed. How I look has changed. Everything has changed. There's no, like, I ended this decade with no sense of familiarity, and I am so ready to forge ahead in this, like, newness.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I'll go ahead and say mine. Well, I started off the decade. I started with just one child. Now there's two more. There's two more, and then there's marriage, and it's I really loved this decade. It was a lot of highs and a lot of lows, but man, I really came into my own this decade and knowing exactly what I want as far as, like, setting goals for myself, and what I used to do is never accomplish my goals. I would just, like, let them linger. My friend said, you have no follow through. But the beautiful thing about these past 10 years is I've followed through on pretty much every goal that I've set for myself, and it's been going great. Like I love this past 10 years. Like, it's been so amazing. And where I'm at right now, I couldn't ask to be in a better place. I have everything I want in life. You know, I have no complaints, no regrets about anything at all. And it's been a wonderful journey. And I'm closing this decade. I'm closing out, and I'll be like 45 this decade.
Really? At the end of it,
Yes.
Yo, that's awesome.
Right.
Seriously, it's at that point.
You made it.
Babies.
It's crazy to even think about. You know, like in 5 years, be 40, and another 45 is like. God. But I still feel youthful. That's the crazy thing about it. I still feel like
what is it supposed to feel like, right? This is your first time being that age group. So what is it supposed to feel like?
And I'm still a very immature dad too. Like, today I got fussed at for letting my daughter play Grand Theft Auto.
It's lit.
Are you supposed to let your daughters?
No, you're not. That's like the worst. That's the worst game you can let your kids.
Okay, it's a lot of killing. It's a lot of, like, adult scenarios.
Yeah, very much.
So what? You felt like she was?
Aren't there prostitutes on Grand Theft Auto?
It is. I don't know.
Like the bad ones, not the good ones. Like the killer.
Look, let me tell you.
There's a difference.
My parenting skills are somewhere between Joe Jackson and Homer Simpson. That's the perfect combination of how I'm a parent.
This is an American dad, everyone.
Right.
Yeah, I don't. Okay.
I'm Homer Simpson. I'm absent-minded. Like, sometimes I don't know what the hell
you don't have to stay that way.
Nah, it's fun though to me. I love being like my kids get a kick out of me. Like, but enough about me. So, what did 2010 do 2020 do for you?
Jeez, I mean, I feel like I have lived a few different lifetimes in the span of 10 years. I feel like I have been at least 3 different people.
Wow. Really?
At least. Yes.
Whew.
Yes.
You care to go in depth about that?
I don't think there's a way I can really go in depth in the next however many minutes we have, but I can say I've been one character that has led me to be another character and live another life that is completely black and white from each other. To where I sit here and I think now in 2020, well, I forget some of the things that I've done. I forget some of the lives that I've lived in and friend groups that I've had and things that I am ashamed of, things that I am not even able to comprehend that was me.
Wow.
In the span of 10 years. And here I am, still living and breathing.
Yeah.
And life is just so beautiful in that way.
And that's growth.
It's crazy.
You may be an empath. Like, just able to.
I know that I am.
Yeah.
I think I've just gotten in touch with that part of me over the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
But
it's a heavy realization.
Woo!
Because your life, to be an empath, your life is never your own. And
True.
you have to walk in so many other shoes so that you can understand other people. Because your life will never be for you. You're going to have to go through shit that doesn't match other shit. And the only thing that you have to do is, like, the only thing that I can tell an empath is take time to yourself to breathe. Because the rest of the time it's never about you. It never will be about you. Your life will never be about you. But you need to go through that stuff because you need to, in a sense, fix other people.
Yes, I have taken on the responsibility or realization that I have the responsibility to be a healer of some sorts. That my trauma is a good thing. And that took a long time to understand.
It's real.
And getting into a routine that allows me to be my empathic self.
Yeah.
Meditating 2 or 3 times a day. 3 times is
It's
my
real.
normal. Yeah, I'll be in the car like,
It's real.
just to get through the day. But I can imagine the people who haven't adopted these routines yet.
And just hearing you say that, man, I love hearing the stories about growth and evolution because we're not here to be the same people, and live the same lives. So when you were like, I'm 3 different people, that was supposed to happen. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yes.
We're supposed
you don't
to
think that at the time.
Nah.
In the moment, you're like, what's happening to me?
Right.
But you get through it.
Yeah.
And you wake up and you're like, oh shit, I'm still alive? Okay, cool, let's do it.
Yeah.
So now how are you transitioning from that to now? How has been
From the past 10 years?
Yeah.
Just accepting that everything happened. Accepting that I have my own story. And making it a responsibility to do something with that story. And to be excited about what's around the corner. Knowing that I'm equipped. Like, okay, if I live through this, what else can I live through? And there's so much more I want to do and be excited about that and be open to things.
Beautiful. So now this is leading into the subject that we're talking about and is dealing with fuck boys and fuck girls.
Yeah.
So
what defines?
That's a good question because that's what I want to know because I think I have an idea what constitutes a fuck boy or a fuck girl, but from a woman's perspective, I'm interested in what do you guys consider to be fuck boys and fuck girls, and judging off of what you guys say, I can make my own assessment.
Ooh, I feel like it's different for everyone, but I feel like a lot of women agree on the same things. I feel like a fuck boy becomes categorized out of the qualities you don't look for in a hero. So cowardice, immaturity with no desire to reform, unaccountability, just things like that where you're like, you're not even trying. Or you think it's okay to be less than. That's a fuck boy.
Okay.
Am I right?
So I think like that's really diving in there, and that's like telling you guys on a very ground, meaningful level. And the most layman's term, a fuckboy is somebody who results situations where you like fuck that. A fuckboy results fuck that situations, and it's just like every interaction with you is just like, did I really need that?
Yeah.
Fuck that situation. Like, you didn't.
What does
did
this
you
say about me?
This conversation. I'm confused about this conversation. Was he for real? Was it this? And like you're guessing scenarios in your head. And just down to that, like the core essence of what she just said, like, is this real? Did I care about this? Like, does this person care about me? When you have to like go into situations and wonder, does a person really care? Did they care? Did this mean? Does this matter? That's a fuckboy situation because usually it's somebody who can scratch. Like sometimes they can scratch the surface. If somebody's like whole, and you're like maybe kind of like that person will play on an emotion and they'll find a way to like kind of ring themselves in.
Manipulators.
They manipulate themselves in, and they can find a way to scratch your surface, and they like idle you on the other shit. It's a fuck it situation. It's the shit when you're by yourself. You're just like, do I need to be doing this shit?
Yeah.
Fuck this shit. Fuck boys relate and bring forth, just like fuck girls bring forth fuck this shit situation.
Insecurities.
They play on those.
You don't want anyone to make you feel insecure. You don't want anyone to make you feel like you have to second guess yourself.
Exactly.
Or that you have to try harder. That's not a good feeling.
That's crazy. Cause now that hearing you guys say that, defining it for me, now I'm just going into my mind thinking, have I ever dealt with that before? And yeah, I have.
Where a girl does that to you, or where you've done that to a girl?
No, here's the thing. Let me tell you guys why I have always been transparent and open with every woman I've ever dealt with.
Every woman. So is that from what age? Is that all?
Yeah, I would say from age 19 to now. This is a messed up story. I'm kind of embarrassing myself telling it, but we gonna keep it real. So there was a girl that I was dating when I was around 19 years old, and she was like very sweet, very kind, like everything you would want in a woman. She was very, very nurturing, always spoke positive, just very caring. And me, my 19-year-old brain was so frisky and focusing on the sex aspect of the relationship that she wasn't giving me something that I wanted sexually, so I just ghosted her, right?
You were 19.
Yeah, 19.
Yeah. You didn't have the experience to process that.
Yeah.
So, a couple months later, I meet this girl that I really liked. Like, I was crazy about her. She was 21, I was 19, and she had like her own apartment, her own car. I was still getting rides and everything like that. So I was like, oh shoot, we feeling each other. I done made it to the big time. So I was really liking her, and then bam, she ghosted me. And then I was calling her, and some other dude answered the phone and said, hey man, stop calling my woman. And I was like, damn, like that broke my little heart. So I was like, man, that's karma from me treating that girl that way. So from then on out, like I always made sure that I stayed solid with every woman that I dealt with and was honest. Like if I'm not feeling the relationship or the situation or something's bothering me, I'm going to tell you, and we can make that decision if we want to continue or not continue, because I fear that karma. I don't like having my feelings manipulated or anything like that. So I try my best not to do that to other people.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that was my lesson learned from my fuckboy-ish experience. So can't no woman I ever dated say I haven't been solid with them.
Okay,
not
so
even
with
the
that
baby
being
mama.
said, when you talk to your homeboys, because y'all have to talk, meet your minds, things of that nature, do you call your homeboys out on their fuckboy?
You know what, man? To be quite honest, I can honestly say all my friends are very solid men. I can honestly say that. I don't hang around a group of guys that do bullshit.
That's
if we are on some bullshit, they will be quick to call us out about it.
That's awesome.
I've been fortunate with that because one of my friends, I was doing some bullshit, with trying to juggle a relationship once upon a time, like back in 07, 08. And he was the first one. He said, man, look, you need to cut that bullshit out and stop messing around with these girls' heads, man. That's fucked up. That's not cool. So, yeah, so that, that kind of put it in perspective for me. So, yeah, I've been fortunate. And a lot of my friends are married. They have kids and families of their own. So, there's a lot of solid dudes that I hang around. I don't really hang around guys that,
That just means that that's important to you.
Yeah. Like, I just don't like people that manipulate feelings because I know how it feels to be on that end of that spectrum.
Can I devil advocate?
Sure, yeah, go for it. Right.
So you're talking about a time from when you were 19, 20, right?
Yeah.
And in observation of us paying homage to this like new decade starting.
Yeah.
Those same people who had that commentary at like maybe 19, 20, now that they're like maybe 29, 30, have those people entered into relationships and failed at them? Have they had real life circumstances? Has stuff turned out not how they expected it? Have they been through like transition? And has any of that opinion altered in any way, or is it still consistent? Is it still consistent values, although the shit has like went left sometimes, or?
Are you talking about the people that I interacted with?
Yeah, for sure. Like, is it still the same you? Is your opinion like 10 years later still the same? Because like, although that experience happened when you were 19, 20, has that been a guiding light for you a decade later?
I would say so.
10 years is a lot of time.
10 years, yeah. You get some hours in there. You clock some hours. And don't they say it's some shit like a saying that if you do so many hours of something, you're a master? And I think it equates out to like a decade of time. Yeah?
Yeah. Well, I'll say because I think I'm very good at articulating my feelings to people and what I expect and what I'm going to do and what I don't like, and like making sure that we are at an understanding. You know what I'm saying? So there's no confusion. There's no well, I didn't know it was this way, or I didn't know that you felt this way. No, everything's out on the table and open.
That's really important.
Yeah, I think that's
I feel like there are some relationships that have failed for me because communication was just lost.
Right.
Just we could not be on the same page no matter what we said to each other. Yeah. That's really important.
It is. And I don't understand why people are so afraid to divulge that information. Like, what is the worst that could happen about being real? Of course, there'll be some hurt feelings a lot of the time.
Sometimes, maybe.
But you have to.
It's just people not knowing what to say.
Exactly.
Or not knowing how to communicate to a specific person, because I know that's where signs come into play.
And let me tell you what I do. If I find myself in that predicament, I would just go ahead and just write a letter and get out all my feelings.
Old school.
As if I'm writing it to that person. You know?
I'm really great at writing. I should do that more often.
Yeah, it's such a therapeutic.
I wrote you a letter because I just could not bring myself to tell you how I felt at the time.
Right. It's such a weight lifted off of you just to go about it doing it that way. At least I believe. So that's
communication is a lost art.
If that's the reason that's the reason for all the problems in this world, is because people don't communicate, and say what it really is. And man, I can just take criticism. I can take whatever you dish at me, as long as it's not slanderous. Well, you a bitch ass nigga, so that's why I did this, that, and the third. So when it's like that, then that means, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say because you insulted me.
Yeah.
But if it's like constructive and mature, then we can sit down and we can talk, and I can understand where you're coming from. You can understand where I'm coming from, and then we can decide whether we want to continue on or part ways. And no love lost. I wish you well, and let's just move on. We adults now,
For sure.
Like, that's kid stuff. So
you can be an adult, but I think that where all that comes from is being secure with yourself, able to take criticism, able to be receptive of someone expressing themselves to you and not be defensive. That takes a lot.
Yeah, I think we deal with people that have that mechanism where they have an answer for you before you even finish articulating your. Yeah, that's something that's on the next episode.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching, and right now we're just gonna give the floor to our lovely guest and let her tell you everything that she has going on and where you can find her, what you can buy from her, where you can buy from her.
Good shit.
I do. You can find me on Instagram at Akilah Ivy, AKILAH IVY. And my blog site is also my store, myivydiary.com, and that is on the Instagram as well.
Okay. The shirt. It's dope.
Nice.
It's a whole journey. I'm an actor and a singer and a dancer and just a performance artist here in Atlanta, and it's been great navigating the streets out here. The last year or so has been completely night and day from what it was 5-6 years ago. The industry has grown so much, and it's just falling into projects and finding people to network with is like butter right now. And it's beautiful. Whereas when I was living in LA, it's a little bit harder to navigate just because everyone's out there for the same thing. Not to say that there aren't a lot of people in film out here, because that's the main industry, but it is a little bit tighter of a circle, a little bit easier of a flow. Just how I met you, and then a couple weeks later I saw you again, just randomly in the city. I was like, okay,
little 5 points, right?
Yeah,
crazy, right.
That's awesome.
Right,
I'm aligned here in Atlanta.
Indeed. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, peace out. Y'all take care. Be safe. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Hope you get rich.
Hope you get rich.